James Bond returns to MI6 after disappearing for months, still haunted by Vesper Lynd's death. He has become colder, sharper, and more unpredictable, refusing to trust anyone. M believes Bond is hiding key information about Vesper's final message. Bond reviews encrypted files she left behind, discovering hints of a deeper conspiracy. Every night he relives the Venice betrayal, fueling a desire for revenge. MI6 marks Bond as unstable but too skilled to lose. A new mission soon pulls him back into the battlefield. MI6 intercepts coded transmissions from a revived arm of Lucifer's financial network. Bond notices the ciphers mirror Vesper's personal encryption style. This connection shocks him, pulling him deeper into the past he wants to escape. Q believes the messages were written by someone Vesper once trusted. Bond demands to lead the investigation himself. M reluctantly agrees, fearing Bond's emotional involvement. The hunt officially begins with Bond carrying both hope and rage. Bond returns to Montenegro, where his nightmares first began. He revisits the restored Casino Royale, now run by new elite financiers. Locals whisper about a secret figure funding criminal syndicates through private games. Bond enters undercover as a high-stakes investor. He immediately senses the same tension and danger he faced before. Old allies warn him to leave, but Bond refuses. This place is tied to Vesper, he must uncover why. Bond encounters the Broker, a shadowy strategist obsessed with manipulating global markets. The Broker allegedly handled Lucifer's failures years ago. He sees Bond as the reason his empire once fell. Their first face-off happens at a high-stakes private poker table. Bond senses the man knows the truth about Vesper. The Broker hints that Vesper's betrayal wasn't her choice. This revelation rattles Bond to the core. Q decodes fragments of Vesper's file and uncovers a hidden message. It warns Bond about a traitor inside MI6 who worked with the Broker. Bond reads her voice recording, hearing guilt and fear in her tone. Vesper claims she was protecting someone Bond never knew about. This throws Bond's entire understanding of their relationship into chaos. He becomes determined to finish the puzzle she left behind. The message ends abruptly, suggesting someone erased the last section. M orders an internal investigation after discovering unauthorized MI6 data transfers. Bond secretly believes the mole is someone high-ranking. He clashes with Tanner, who defends MI6's integrity. Q tries to calm Bond, reminding him he's running on emotion. Bond refuses to back down, saying MI6 failed Vesper once. Rumors spread that Bond is crossing boundaries again. Still, M protects him for now. While trailing an informant in Prague, Bond is trapped in an abandoned opera house. Masked gunmen open fire, forcing Bond into chaotic close-quarters combat. He dispatches them but realizes they were using MI6-grade weapons. Someone warned the Broker he was coming. Bond barely escapes with a wounded informant. Before dying, the man whispers, "She tried to save you." Bond's blood runs cold. The mystery deepens. Bond meets Alara Wolf, a brilliant cryptographer who once worked with Vesper. She tells Bond that Vesper infiltrated the Broker's network years before Bond met her. Alara believes Vesper was framed as a traitor. Bond struggles between anger, longing, and disbelief. Alara agrees to help him decrypt the missing part of Vesper's message. But she warns Bond, the Broker is watching every move. Trust is a dangerous game for both of them. MI6 grows suspicious of Bond's unauthorized travel and alliances. Tensions rise as Bond refuses to share details of Alara's findings. Q tries to shield Bond from disciplinary action. M demands transparency. Bond refuses, citing personal stakes. Bond is temporarily suspended from active duty. Despite this, he continues the mission covertly. For Bond, this is now personal, not professional. Bond attends an underground auction where global secrets are sold. The Broker orchestrates the event, expecting Bond's arrival. Bond fights through elite mercenaries to reach him. Just as he corners the Broker, the man triggers explosives. Bond survives but loses crucial evidence in the blast. The Broker escapes, leaving Bond furious. The message is clear: Bond is being played. Alara finally deciphers the missing fragment of Vesper's message. It reveals Vesper was forced to betray Bond to save someone she loved. Bond learns the shocking identity: Vesper's younger brother. He had been kidnapped by the broker's organization. Bond realizes she sacrificed herself to keep Bond alive. Guilt and grief overwhelm him, but clarity forms. Vesper died trying to protect both brothers. Bond returns to London to confront the mole inside MI6. He lays a trap using false intel about a broker safehouse. When the intel leaks, Bond traces its path. The traitor is revealed: a senior MI6 logistics officer. He confesses to selling intel ever since Lucifer's fall. Bond captures him after a brutal chase through London streets. The mole's arrest strengthens MI6 and Bond's resolve. The broker announces a new winner-takes-all gambling event in Morocco. Global elites, criminals, and spies receive invitations. The prize: control over a priceless intelligence algorithm. Bond knows this is a trap designed specifically for him. Still, he accepts because Vesper's brother is held nearby. Alara warns Bond he might not return. Bond responds, "I haven't been alive in years." Bond arrives in an opulent desert resort guarded like a fortress. He blends in among billionaires and criminals. The poker arena resembles a gladiator pit of intellect and danger. The broker watches from a balcony, amused. Bond regains his legendary composure, masking emotion with cold precision. The game begins with lethal intensity. Every round is layered with mind games and hidden threats. Bond faces assassins disguised as gamblers. He outplays, outshoots, and outthinks them while staying focused on the broker. Each card turn brings flashbacks of Vesper. Bond intentionally mirrors her old poker strategies. This confuses the broker, who realizes Bond has deciphered Vesper's codes. Bond wins the final hand with Vesper's signature bluff. The arena explodes into chaos. Bond battles through guards to reach the underground cells. He finds Vesper's brother, injured but alive. The boy is terrified, having been imprisoned for years. Bond gently reassures him, a rare moment of tenderness. Alara guides Bond through escape routes via comms. Alarms trigger and broker soldiers block every path. Bond prepares for an all-or-nothing fight. Bond finally corners the broker atop the resort's burning rooftop. The two engage in a brutal close-quarters battle. The broker taunts Bond with Vesper's memories to destabilize him. Bond realizes the only way to win is to let go of his pain. He fights with clarity instead of anger. In the end, Bond overpowers and kills the broker. Vesper's ghost is finally avenged. MI6 helicopters arrive as the resort collapses. M orders full support for Bond despite protocol violations. Bond carries Vesper's brother through fire and falling debris. Alara gets captured briefly, but Bond rescues her mid-evacuation. The trio narrowly escapes aboard an MI6 transport. Bond watches the burning resort fade into the desert night. For the first time in years, he breathes without guilt. Back in London, Vesper's brother is placed under protection. Bond listens to the final line of her restored message. "James, I loved you. Forgive me." Bond stands silently, accepting the truth. He visits her grave one last time, leaving a white poker chip. He whispers that he is finally letting her go. A new chapter begins. Bond meets M for a quiet debriefing. She reinstates him fully, acknowledging his courage and growth. Alara is offered a position at MI6, hinting at a future partnership. Bond feels different, wiser, less burdened, more dangerous. Q hands him a new experimental watch, smiling. Bond walks out of MI6 with renewed purpose. His next mission awaits, and 007 is truly back.